Today was just kind of a nasty day with this light rainfall, overcast skies, and at times some of this light rainfall kind of lent itself to be a little bit more of a hazard with visibility. So kind of a patchy fog, mist, light rain most of the day today, and visibilities are low in a number of locations, so use some caution on the roads. Very slick roads outside, but at least the rainfall did help to keep our temperatures down, and highs were much closer to the average. And the rainfall that is over us is not anything very heavy, because note the cloud cover. This is kind of a shallow cloud deck. These are not taller clouds that would lend themselves to heavier rainfall. That possibility arrives tomorrow. So the rains that we have had so far today, we definitely saw the cloud cover moving back in for our Tuesday. Kind of a little bit of a surprise to see just how much of that light rainfall also moved in, but we're able to kind of tap into that moisture, and we will again for tomorrow. The difference tomorrow will be this little surface feature will be nearby, and we're going to have this approaching front, which will help to increase the instability. So our rain chances go up, as well as the chance of some of those becoming strong to severe and a few isolated downpours. Timing is still being worked out. Does look like more of a midday through the afternoon and then kind of late evening coming to an end. May see a few more showers along the frontal boundary itself early Thursday morning, and then the rest of the day Thursday and heading right into the weekend. Beautiful weather. Again, low end threat for severe storms. Main threat would be gusty winds, as well as a low end threat for some isolated downpours that could lead to some minor street flooding. So for tomorrow, we're going to be watching primarily through the afternoon, have the rain gear handy and a way to get any kind of weather alerts just in case any kind of severe thunderstorm warning is issued, or lower end chance maybe an isolated tornado, and that risk doesn't look to be that great. Where we're watching in the upper atmosphere is really not nearby just yet, but it is this deep upper trough. This is the same feature I was pointing out yesterday that was just moving into the Pacific Northwest. It is making its way across the Rockies and into the plains. This is the trough that once it sweeps on through brings with it a cooler, drier air mass. That will at least last through the weekend. We're also going to see surface and upper level ridging, which will keep us very nice. Then we start to look long term as a deeper upper trough starts to approach by early next week. That one may be associated with more Canadian air. Also a little feature trying to move into the Gulf early next week. We'll talk more about the tropics in just a moment. But the fall weather returns for late tomorrow night, more so into Thursday, and stays with us for the weekend. As we get later into next week, this is what I am hoping to see, and I would imagine most people are as well. A big shot at some much colder air coming out of Canada down to the deep south. This would be a complete flip in the upper pattern that has been keeping most of that cold air out west. And so it looks like maybe the second half of November, which would take us through Thanksgiving, we're looking at a higher and increasing likelihood of temperatures to stay below average. This again would be a complete shift in the upper pattern. I was mentioning that little system in the tropics. There is a high chance of development in the central to western Caribbean. Caribbean still very deep, warm water, low wind shear, still a very prominent environment for tropical development. Not really a big surprise, even late in the season. What the models are saying is that something will likely form either by the end of the week or into the weekend. But by Monday, that system is still sitting down in the Caribbean. There is a chance, and again, this is kind of long range, that the feature is able to get into the southern Gulf once again. However, note, this is Tuesday. That's about the time we will see that deepening upper trough. Anything that were to try and move into the central Gulf would immediately get kicked out toward Florida. So, as I've said, late in the season, our tropical threats are done. Doesn't mean you can't see anything in the Gulf, but it'd be looking more likely toward Florida if this forecast even verifies. Again, we got a long way to go. 81 degrees for tomorrow with that 70% chance of rain. Cooler, less humid. May get a couple of mornings in the 40s on the North Shore come Friday and Saturday. Little milder early next week, then a stronger front mid to late next week.